Alright, I just brought these 4 chickens home, and I'm going to cut them up and have them ready as quickly as I can, because I don't really like doing mise en place after supper. It's like doing mise en place after service. I don't like it, never have liked doing it, and I don't really want to do it, but I mean, I found chickens for sale, so I bought them. Anyway, so here we are. I'm gonna see how I guess quickly I can do this. Alright, so here we go. It's not the best choice of knife to hack up a whole bunch of chickens, but I mean, it's the sharpest one in the house, so I might as well use it. And I also want to French the legs as I go. I find that when I separate these birds, like I don't like freezing them whole for a few reasons. Major one being that I don't like thawing a whole chicken. Like if I pull it out of the freezer, I don't like having to keep it. Like it takes a day, 2 days to thaw in the fridge. I don't really want to deal with it. But when I put it in these bags, or when I separate it into pieces, rather, it doesn't take too long at all. Anyway, that's what I like to do. Other side. Come on now. That's me. I'm not nearly as much as in a rush now as I used to be. Always something else to do in the kitchen. And I normally used a little knife. When I was running a side door, I used to have to cut these birds with the... How did I do them now? It was leg and breast attached, right? And then all bones out, I believe, except for the thigh bone and all the skin attached. And we would roast them. We do a whole bunch of stuff to them. We'd tie them up with like herbs and stuff inside and brine them. That's right, we brine them, put herbs and stuff inside, and then we rolled them, and then we blanched them, and then we glazed them, and blah blah blah. By the time it was done, it kind of looked like a Peking bird. That was an old Seuster thing. He was always up to some sort of sneaky trick. But when we get those birds in to do them, like we'd buy them by the case, right? So I think it's 16, was it 14 to 16 birds in a case? I don't know. I think that's what it was. I don't quite remember. And we do one of those cases. Oops. At least one of those cases a week. At the same time, I was running another restaurant, and also had chickens. I was always happy to kind of butcher the birds, take them down from the whole portion. I mean, because come on now, I missed the joint. Oh, there we go. I enjoyed the practice. I guess I still kind of do. Guess it's also different if you're getting paid to do it. And I never used to go through the breastplate, breastplate. I never used to take off or crack through the collarbone, and I find that that's by far the most or the best way to get the most meat off the bird as you can. So otherwise, you always kind of get the collarbone in there with a bunch of meat attached. Not really like that's the end of the world. But and depending on the birds, you can pull them a little bit harder or easier. Birds we used to get were a little tougher than these guys. These supermarket birds, I mean, they had a pretty relaxing life. They weren't out in the fields doing much. But the tougher those chickens get, you can feel it. You can feel what kind of life a chicken had when you start to when you butcher it. That's for sure. Yeah, these are easy peasy chickens. No big deal. Yeah. I guess you can also do supremes. Supremes being like keep the wingtip on, but I don't really have much use for that. I mean, it's good in a restaurant because you can bump the size of the breast pretty significantly when you have a wing on. Like it looks a lot bigger. But you know, you're at home. You don't really need to worry about that. Major issue is cuisson, equal cuisson. Man, when I first moved here, like, and I had to feed my mom, I had to feed my dad, my brother was here. The wife was pregnant. I got a 2-year-old, 1.5, 2-year-old, whenever it was. So everyone had a very specific preference. Some people only could have white meat, some people only have dark meat, had to be cooked a certain way, tenderness, blah, blah, blah. So for me, the reason I take these apart and cook them most often the way that I do, which is in the oven, separated into pieces after being salted at about 385 to 400 with a fan for about close to 40 minutes with the breasts put together. I find it does the best job of rendering everything to a good cuisson tenderness as long as it's rested. And that way everybody gets what they want. But now it's not as big as a deal. Mom's not here anymore. Kevy's not here anymore either. But Grandpa still has his references. And we're doing a delivery meal every day too, so I mean that's something. Anyways, which is a nice thing too. It's nice to volunteer. It feels good. You know, like there's something that happens, something good that happens when you do that. Alright, home stretch here. Home stretch indeed. Awkward angle to cut this wing. That's okay, I got it. Not the biggest birds either. Not the biggest birds either, but good enough size for us. She go. Alright. So that's them separated. What'd that take me? Whoop. I'm getting rusty there. That's almost 9 minutes. That was almost 2 minutes of bird. Wow. Yeah, just over 2 minutes of bird. Oh boy. A new guy here. What? I mean, I should at least be like a minute and a half. Mind you, I have Frenched all the legs and split them all into pieces. Like if it was legs off only and then breast only supremed with the wingtip off, I think I could get that down to less than, well, sub 45 seconds a bird. Anyways, well, there you go. That was something nice to see. Guy that kind of knows what he's doing stuff. There's ways that you know that you're Canadian. You store your chicken bones in old clean milk bags.
What's that?
So yeah, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 chicken bones. 1, 2, 3 chicken meats. So I'm gonna put all this in the deep freezer downstairs, and this we can have for supper tomorrow. I'll throw some stuff on it and then I'll cook it, whatever chickeny cookie we're gonna do. Whew, we did it.